Plunge sent me their brand new Plunge Sauna, and today I'm gonna walk you through the experience of what it was like to get it delivered to my house, taking the entire crate, unboxing it, and then actually setting up the sauna, what it's all like, what to expect when it gets delivered to your house. I'll show you everything, and if you do plan to buy one, use discount code Shervin. It's gonna help support the channel so we can keep making videos like this. I couldn't find any resources online that showed what the delivery was like, so I was a bit scared. I live in New York City, I have an apartment, but I have a space outside, so I wasn't sure how that was gonna go. Essentially what happened is the order was created, then the logistics company called me when it was near time for it to deliver.
3 blocks away. Okay, we'll be outside and meet you curbside. So you're able to drop it down, but do you guys have a way to bring it?
No, they can't. It's too big to get down with it. We could try though. Depends on how many people you have. We could try to drop in the whole close to the door.
Okay.
We usually break it down in the truck.
We'll see what we can do. We'll see you outside in a few minutes.
I don't know why I'm so nervous. It's gonna be a mission and a half.
They came in this massive truck, but luckily we were able to get the crate out of the truck onto the street. There is a proprietary like torque screw that you need to take apart the crate, which is a bit challenging because we had 2 drills and there was only 1 screw that came with the crate itself. So that kind of slowed down our unboxing process, and there were 6 of us because I wanted to get this off the street of New York City as fast as possible. We were able to get it dismantled in about an hour. We got all the things put on the sidewalk and prepped to take inside via an elevator. And then luckily we paid the guys a little extra cash so that way they would take the trash from the crate back with them and dispose of it properly. So I was appreciated for that because I don't have a truck. I don't have any other process of how we were actually going to do that.
This is the the elevator shot right here.
We started to carry it bits by bits in. There was probably like 40 to 50 different pieces. I was curious how big or small the pieces were going to be, but for the most part, most of them are relatively easy to get into an elevator. They're all flat, thin. Some of them might be really tall. You will definitely need 2 people to help carry those. They can be quite heavy.
I thought there was rocks in the boxes. There are rocks in the boxes. That's crazy.
So they delivered it in a massive crate, and then we had to unbundle it, bring the pieces in one by one. And that took us an hour, I think. They got here around 2:30, 45 minutes just to get everything prepared to start. And technically we're still preparing, but let's see how this goes.
It's looking pretty straightforward. It doesn't look like an IKEA, instruction manual, which is promising, I think, at least to start.
So one thing we thought we had to get was some tools. You do need some tools, a drill, for example. But it's a ratchet wrench, and then we've got a whole bunch of washers in here, massive bolts. Manual. You have some extra screws as well, and the ratchet comes in this box in here. It's the wireless RGB remote for the LED, an extra piece of wood here, and then the rocks for the stones are inside these boxes. There are 4 of these boxes, 2 here, and 2 more here. So we'll put those into that base, which is empty right now. Okay, so that comes with a whole bunch of these beams. There's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 just flat beams. The foundation right here, the door, and then these large beams that are gonna be for the back. There's 3 of those, I think, or 4 actually, for the back. This is the side wall. This is a bench. I think this is the second bench. So there's 2-story benches. The front window, side window, another side wall, and the roof itself, which is foldable. Oh, and the actual heater is already installed and wired. So the heater's already installed and wired. All we need to do is just literally put this up together, bolt them all in, and then we can plug it in and turn it on. So I hope it's that easy. We're about to find out. We're about 10 minutes in the installation, and so far we've laid the foundation, and the rest is hopefully gonna be a lot easier.
They say in the video that you can set this up with 2 people in 2 hours or less. So that was our goal. We had 6 people. And this is my biggest lesson. Do not rush this part and maybe add for more times.
All right, we made mistake 1 already. If you don't follow directions, you have to start over. So 20 minutes. We got 1 hour and 40 minutes left to hit the time limit.
You got it.
You think we can do it?
I think you got it.
He just thinks we can do it.
And then it took us almost 2 hours to actually put it together with 6 people. So I would probably allocate at least a half day for the entire process and flow, because it can take some time and some things might go wrong, especially when it's your first time installing a sauna. There's just a lot of little quirks that you need to learn. All 6 of us started to put it together, bring in the parts that we needed, organizing certain things, laying the foundation, and then you slowly start to build the walls on each side, and then finally the ceiling, and then the roof.
It is 4:36. We're almost at 2 hours with 4 or 5 people working on this. We're gonna put the rocks in. We're gonna wash the rocks, put the rocks in, and then we can turn it on. So,
about what has transpired so far.
you know, it's a little bigger than I thought, for sure. So we'll see what happens.
One thing that I would recommend that was not included is having a mallet. So I think one thing that we messed up during the installation is we didn't do a very good job of making sure that all the pieces were really pushed in together so that we don't have any kind of like panel gaps like you would in a Tesla.
There's a little bit of an air gap. I can feel the draft from the cold breeze outside coming through here. So this is pretty big. Like, I can stick my finger through. I can feel the breeze. There's a little bit of a gap right there as well. And this is kind of over the edge. So I think these panels just need to be in a little more.
If we did have a mallet, we would have been able to kind of touch those points to make sure everything fit perfectly. Really make sure to take it slow and do it properly in the very beginning. That's my biggest recommendation. Once it's fully set up, the next piece is just putting the rocks into the heater. Be very careful with this, as these smaller rocks can slide through. So start with the big rocks, fill it up. I try to kind of play with it a little bit just to make sure none of the rocks were too loose, because if they are, especially when we turn the heater on, some of the rocks might slide through and it could hit somebody, and that's dangerous. So make sure all the rocks are settled in and fit very well. There is a Plunge Sauna app that I highly recommend you download. You can actually control your cold plunge and your sauna via the app to change the temperatures, turn it on and off. And you do need to make sure that your router is strong enough to reach the Wi-Fi for the Plunge Sauna.
So what's nice about the Plunge is they've already installed the heater and the electrical box. So really all you need is the power cable. This is the standard, so it's a smaller version. And if you look over here, 30 amp outlet. So it's one of those special outlets. This is the cord. And this is the outlet that's built into the box. So now we're gonna line up the edge part here, I think, and plug it in. Boom. So now it's plugged in, and then we need to go actually turn on the circuit breaker. So this is the moment of truth. We have the circuit breaker right here, and I'm gonna turn it on. What do you think's gonna happen? No idea. Okay, so it's off. And we're gonna press this. And now it just turned on. We can set it all the way up to 230 degrees. Maybe to 205. And so it says it's at 62 right now. You can see that it's on. Wi-Fi is not connected.
Oh, it's steaming.
Is it?
You can smell them working. Oh, look at this. It's steam.
The guy called me at 2:15 and it's 5 o'clock. So 2:15 to 5. That's like 3 hours and 45 minutes. It took about an hour to dismantle and bring everything up here. And then it took us literally an hour and 45 minutes to put it all together with 6 people. And then plug it in and turn it on, and now it's slowly heating up. The look and feel of the sauna. So this is cedar, and it's actually going to show some signs of aging unless you add some finish to it. It is not finished. You can keep it like this if you like, and it'll take on the age of what it is. The door is very nice. It's a big handle, which I really like, easy to open and close. It can be a little wobbly. I'd like it to stay shut, but for the most part, it's been staying shut, which is good. These are the stones that go inside of the Plunge itself. I think we got a whole bunch of extras because it's overflowing right now, and we have a lot of extra stones. This one is the standard, so it's smaller. I think it fits 5 people, 3 on top, 2 on bottom. We've got a window here, which you can view out. The door is not a window. The door is relatively big. If you are tall, I'd like a smaller door just so it would let less heat out, but it's a very nice door. It just matches everything. If you come to this side, we've got kind of another glass window here. Not ideal because it just faces the wall, but maybe we can experiment with where to put this. But you have another viewpoint to look out. And then there's a vent right here that you can open and close from the inside, depending on how you want to change the temperature. Here we've got the temperature. You can turn it all the way up to 230 degrees, down to like 205. I'm gonna put it at 205 right now. It's been heating for 15 minutes and it's gone up from 65 Fahrenheit to 107 Fahrenheit. So that's really nice. There's an app that you can download to control via Wi-Fi. I think we need to update the firmware. I had some issues connected to Wi-Fi, so we'll do that later. And then over here, you see the electrical box. This is the electrical box. It's pre-installed, and it's pre-installed with the heater as well. So the heater and the electrical box are installed on this piece of wood when it arrives to you in the massive, massive pallet. This one is a smaller one. They have different electrical requirements and different power outlets that you need for depending on which sauna you have. So we have a nice heavy duty cable here that's going to run, and we actually plugged it into the dryer outlet inside. So I have to plug it in and unplug it every time we want to use it. The foundation is pretty small, but if you come over here, you can see there's a slant in the back. So what's nice with the slant is when you're sitting inside, you can kind of lean back. It's not a barrel sauna where you hunch over, you can relax. But one of the downsides is the base is over here, and now the top is way over here. So you do need a bit of space behind the sauna. So we have a little bit of like hangout corner space here. I don't know what you want to do with it here, but this exists, which is interesting. So we're just dragging the cables behind it, and I don't know, it's just gonna take up extra space behind. So not the most ideal thing, but comfort-wise, it's gonna be the most comfortable thing.
Once we had it set up, we turned it on, plugged it in, and that day it was a bit cold, and now the sauna seems to heat up to its ideal temperature within about 2 hours on the standard version. It is stated to be able to fit 5 people, 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom.
Kind of like squished because we're 2 large men. Our shoulders are pressing up against each other.
This feels great though in the back. Like you can feel the heat rising up.
Really?
Just chill back here. It's pretty good.
But I found it's hard to have conversations with people when you're all facing the same direction. So typically we'll have 2 people standing and then 3 people on the benches, and then you're facing each other and you can have a conversation. Because for me, the sauna is a social experience. I plan to do some more testing. I have a lot of friends I want to put this through, and I want to see how the sauna survives over time. If you have any questions, let me know down below so that way I can answer them. I'll do a follow-up review video where we dive deep into my biggest learnings, my biggest takeaways, the things I like and don't like about the sauna. If you do plan to buy the sauna, use discount code Shervin. Click the link in the description. Clicking that link helps support the channel at no cost to you, so that way I can keep making videos like this.